All men dream, but not equally. Those who dream by night, in the dusty recesses of their minds, wake in the day to find that it was vanity. But the dreamers of the day are dangerous men. For they may act their dream with open eyes to make it possible. This I did.
I think it's pretty safe to say that the closest the video game has ever come to, some would say, copying everything we love from the Indiana Jones series of movies is the Uncharted series. And you've actually been playing the third game. In broad, how is it?
It's really good. There are parts of it that are amazing, like cinematography and the set pieces and all that good stuff that the Uncharted series has become famous for. And then there are a couple of parts that I don't really dig so much. But overall, it's a really, really good game.
Let's start out with the positives, though. You mentioned the storytelling.
Yes. Uncharted has become renowned for that sort of really Hollywood feel, where there are some of those big action moments with giant set pieces and all that stuff, where it actually outdoes what you normally expect to see in the cinema. Yeah. There are many parts as you're playing where you'll think like, this is the most amazing adventure movie I've ever seen, even though it's a game.
See, down there. Those buildings would have been hundreds of years old, even when Francis Drake was alive.
Right. Good thinking.
Hey, Nate.
Huh?
Talbot.
Who?
He's got Cutter's notebook.
What? Wait, what? Charlie Cutter?
Yeah, no time. Sully can explain everything.
Hey, wait a minute.
Meet you down there.
So that, the cinematography, there's an early sequence where you're sort of tailing a guy from rooftops in Colombian slums, while he's down on the, he's on the road, you're on the roofs. That just, the cinematography, the picture composition, camera movements, so extremely well done. In that regard, Uncharted is pretty much flawless.
Yeah.
The same goes for voice acting, the chemistry between the characters and the actors. That Nathan Drake is like sort of Indiana Jones meets Han Solo type of guy, and is has that happy-go-lucky attitude.
Hands up.
Enjoying yourself, pal?
Oh yeah, you're a comedian.
Yeah, and I would say it's one of the first games that really makes you like the characters, not just as video game characters, but as proper characters.
Yeah, absolutely. And in that regard, Uncharted is really close to perfect.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else about it?
Oh yeah, actually, yeah. I mean, the parts I really like about the game are the sort of the exploration, the crawling. As you're moving through an area that you haven't seen before, and you're doing it at your own pace and on your own sort of premises. And as you're solving puzzles, there's some really clever puzzles in there. That's when Uncharted really flies, really shines.
Bases rotate. Interesting.
Anything in Lawrence's notebook about this?
Let me check. Yeah. Here, see? 4 knights. With an axe, a shield, a sword, and a morning star. Just like the ones in this room.
Well, a secret passage.
All right, gotta hand it to you, Sully.
Where I don't really like it is in the combat.
One of the flaws I had, I thought the second and actually also the first game had.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, you know, it's a pretty run-of-the-mill shooter when it comes to shooting, and I don't really enjoy the combat. There's just something about, you know, the fact that once you're spotted, when you're doing sort of stealth approach and taking out enemies one at a time and, you know, just quietly sliding about, that I enjoy too. But once the bullets start flying, the AI isn't very good. It's like they all automatically know where you are. The combat sequences feel like really drawn out. You kill a bunch of guys, and a bunch of new guys come storming in. You kill all of those, and then a bunch of new guys come storming in. And then you kill all of those, and then maybe you progress.
Which again is something I would say clashes with the whole Indiana Jones vibe, because when you play as Nathan Drake, you don't necessarily see him as a mercenary.
Cold-blooded killer.
Exactly. Or
that's one of the really, you know, sort of dissonances or inconsistencies in the game. Like Nathan Drake is this sort of happy-go-lucky, witty type character.
Up here! I got this! Jump! Get it off! Take it off! All right, you're clear.
Huh? Yeah.
How about me?
Turn around. Are you good? You okay?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's not go back in there.
I think that's a good idea.
But throughout the game, you kill something like 300 people, which makes him, you know, which would make anyone else into a total psycho.
Yeah.
So it's sort of, you know, it hurts the believability of the story a little bit. Now the hand-to-hand combat also feels like it's odd because it works on the same sort of premise as Batman does. You know, one button for punching, one button for countering. It's just nowhere near as tight. It's kind of sloppy, and very often you get to fight these big guys that are like 7 feet tall. Those fights always play out in like precisely the same way.
Okay.
So I feel like, you know, as the combat, both hand to hand and the shooting, is like the weakest part of the game, and that's a shame because it keeps getting more and more focused the further in you get.
So you're not crazy about the shooting action parts of the game, but would you recommend people buying this game?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't want to sound too down on it because I really enjoyed it. It's a really fun game. It's just, you know, to me, it's just that the parts that I don't enjoy so much stand out all that more because the rest of the level of quality of the rest of the game is really, really high.
Yeah.
And like I said, when you're doing the exploring, when you're navigating the terrain, when you're solving the puzzles at your sort of own pace, when you're doing it on your own premises rather than being chased by a bunch of faceless goons, Uncharted is just brilliant. It's amazing. And so yeah, definitely, I mean, you know, you sort of live with the combat, or at least I do, because then you get to some good parts again.
Yeah. We should also mention that multiplayer is a big part of the game this time around, even bigger than before.
Oh yeah, they've taken a couple of hints from Call of Duty and adding stuff like perks and kickbacks, which is sort of kill streak rewards. One of the really cool things they've done is this new sort of buddy system, where basically you high-five a guy in game, and then you're buddies, which means you can spawn on each other.
Bromance.
Yeah, bromance, and that really encourages a sort of, you know, team play buddy system that you don't get in a game like Call of Duty, where most people have a tendency to just go solo running, even though you're playing team games.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of verticality on the maps. Like in single player, you climb a lot. That changes the dynamics a bit. Also, some of the maps have these like dynamic events, whereas, you know, for instance, a desert city map might get covered in a sandstorm halfway through the match, which completely changes everything. And then the sandstorm disappears again, and you're back to sort of normal. And actually, I haven't had a lot of time with multiplayer, sadly, but the time I have had, I actually quite enjoyed that. And unlike, you know, the single-player shooting action, the fact that you're playing against, you know, properly intelligent people who know how to navigate, who might not know magically where you are, makes it a lot more fun than the single-player shooting parts.
Okay. So it pretty much sounds like, at least from production values and that sort of stuff, Uncharted 3 is the ultimate game to put in your machine if you want to show it.
Oh yeah. If you want to show off, this is the game to get. And yeah, the production values are insane. It looks really good. It doesn't look like the best game ever, but the stuff that they do with everything around, you know, the graphics themselves, like the camera and the cinematography and the cuts between different angles, all that sort of stuff, is just so brilliantly done that I wanted to say something here, but yeah, it's you know, Uncharted looks amazing and it plays really, really well most of the time too.
Let not the world deceive thee with its beauty.
Cup of death will be filled for thee. It's all in English.
That must have been Drake.
Quickly through the canyon!